What happened to Brock? Real people, real events as they unfold before your eyes. Here again, our host, Noah Wiley.
Who will win custody of 4-year-old Brock Morton? A mother who alleges sexual abuse, or a father who says it's a lie? Brock is too young to testify, but his actions may speak for him.
When I walked in the room, he had his pants below his knees. He was sitting on the bed. His feet were under him. He had our gray cat with his hands on her head and her head between his legs. The words that I heard were him speaking to the cat in something that would just be described as pornographic. Something you're not going to hear it on the Flintstones. You're not even going to hear it on nighttime TV.
Linda Stevens, a neighbor of Bobbie's sister Jimmy, says she witnessed Brock do the unthinkable.
Asking a cat to penis is not something that, I don't know of an age that does that. How does a child get exposed to that? Where does a 4-year-old pick that up?
Just an acquaintance of Jimmy's, Linda says she knew nothing of the upcoming court date, but what she heard would become key testimony.
He raised up his head and he said, "Daddy." And he rolled over off of the bed and started pulling his clothes back on, and as he stood up and pulled his clothes on, he said, "Game." It was so obvious to me that he was in desperate trouble.
He does some gross stuff. I don't know how to describe it. It's just weird.
Addison saw something that Brock did that Addison felt was inappropriate.
Only 3 days later, another incident.
He was playing with Brock, and Missy was there, their little dog, and Brock pulled his pants down and exposed himself.
There's no question in my mind, this boy's been abused.
It's the morning of the custody hearing, and attorney Joe White, armed with new testimony, puts together his strategy.
After talking to everyone, he wanted to bring in Addison to testify first.
Oh God, you're so brave.
Then my sister's neighbor, Linda Stevens, second.
I don't like to just get enmeshed into divorce situations or other people's problems. I mean, this is something I'm doing for Brock.
And then third, he was going to put the counselor, Kathy Foster.
Sexual acting out is what a child does to discharge the fear and shame that have happened in the original trauma. And he's going to do it with someone who's not threatening to him. That means a cat, a dog, a peer.
As Bruce arrives for court,
I am very, very optimistic and expect to get custody.
he is not aware of the new allegations. Neither is his attorney, Larry Oliver, who plans to call no witnesses.
There is no physical evidence that I've been made aware of in the now 2 years that this case has been going on that indicates it's true, that these things did happen, or that the boy's father did do them.
And investigations of the abuse charges in both Texas and Oklahoma have cleared Bruce.
It's just a battlefield. It's just an all-out war that's been declared, and people can't get along, and here they are.
Bobbie's supporters converge on the Tulsa courthouse.
My sister Jimmy, my nephew Addison, my niece Kristen, my friend Bill flew in from Philadelphia.
Now, the waiting begins.
We came back in from this little recess, and the whole courtroom went berserk because the judge said, I'm ordering this evaluation. Brock is to stay in the care of his father, and he's going to stay with him until we can all get back together, consult your calendars.
Neither parent is a clear winner. Until now, the judge had been leaning in Bruce's favor, but the new testimony was so disturbing The final decision was delayed for 2 weeks. Still, the judge extended Bruce's visitation.
Not only is he not getting protection, he's going to stay with his dad even longer.
And the judge ordered each parent to be evaluated, with Brock, by therapists on both sides of the case.
If she's not giving him protection today after hearing this, she has no intentions of giving him protection after this so-called evaluation that's going to take place. And that evaluation is a farce. She's just buying time trying to get the crowd out of her courtroom and figure out how in the hell she's going to pull this thing out.
Brock's never going to get protection through the legal system.
And I think they had intentions of taking Brock that day, or they wouldn't have 4 bailiffs frisk me and search my purse and my briefcase. So at that point, I'm thinking the only thing I can do is run.
Hello, Brock? Brock?
It will be 1 week before Bobbie gets to see her son.
Brock?
It's a court-approved visitation, lasting only 2 days.
Brock can only take so much more, and I can only take so much more of this.
When these cases get long, like the Morton case is getting long, you know that the child is being dragged through a lot of anxiety-provoking kinds of things. Now, he himself may not be going to court a lot because of his young age, but he knows mom and dad are having a big fight. He knows that he's had to come talk to doctors and police officers. He's been in hospital emergency rooms, and everybody's paid a whole lot of attention to his little anus. That's pretty anxiety-provoking when you're 3, 4, and 5 years of age. So I think it's real important that anyone investigating say, this could be from a number of causes. You bet it could be from sexual abuse, and we need to try and rule that in or rule that out. But it also is a sign that this is a little boy who is continually troubled. And somebody better start paying attention, not to mom and not to dad, but to Brock.